at a cost of an additional $360 million per year. We are also exempting the one-off payment of $4,000 to retirees from tax, which forms part of this process. I am also giving today these 37,000 public sector workers an undertaking that all ministries and agencies involved will be provided with the necessary funds to pay this $1 billion in back pay by Christmas of 2023. By Christmas of 2023.
Long that you all have as a prime minister. So all the people in Tunapuna, now that you ain't get your thing, vote out that man, he lie. And vote out Colm, he lie. And vote out Rowley for lying. And then Rowley now comes to attack the public servants. This is what he does. So he's a bully pulpit. He comes from the powerful position of the prime minister. He talk nonsense. Because everybody knows in cabinet, in government, the executive, there are processes that need to be followed. Including a cabinet note must be taken to cabinet, not read out in the parliament in a budget from the Ministry of Finance, allocating that $1 billion and showing where it's coming from and where it's going and get the approval of cabinet. Then it goes out to all the permanent secretaries at each ministry, and then the permanent secretaries tell their departments to do the accounting departments. If there are 600 employees, 400 employees, different levels of employees, go through each file and work it out carefully. This is not something that happens like that. It's not a parlor. You're not buying dinner mint. But these PNM are so sick. But here Rowley responds now. After having not done the correct thing, after not consulting with the permanent secretaries and the public service and saying, listen, we would like to do this. How you think, how long you think, what's the process, how we could speed it up, what you need. No discussion like that. But when they get a dose of reality, check Rowley, the bully now. You go now to attack a permanent secretary who cannot speak because propriety, decorum, convention, rules of the profession, apolitical, just doing the public service duties. They do not respond even when attacked. And you know that. So you are attacking someone who cannot fight back. And by any definition, that is a bully. You are a mama pool, Rowley. Here, Rowley. The public servant, he told reporters that an unnamed public servant had said it was not possible to back pay by Christmas, but rather next May. But somehow next May, Newsday that so love Rowley, them calculate Christmas IT is December. May is the 5th month. So I would say that 5 months, right? But if I was really saying it had to get the money before Christmas, so it could be 6 months. Newsday print 3 months delay. Newsday, your maths as good as Coleman, but. And Rowley said the Prime Minister began by berating certain uncooperative public servants by alleging when the PNM is in office, everyone is bad and defiant. Really? The PNM who in office, who have changed the system of promotion and put the DPA and put who they want at every juncture, and so much so that many of the PNM cabinet ministers historically, their wife and family is permanent secretary, and the PNM was in charge 30 unfettered years and never kept up to office for 2 consecutive terms. And Rowley come to tell you all that the opposition have more influence on the public sector than the PNM who has run it for over 49 out of 60 years. That's Rowley, this pathological liar called Keith Rowley. But he goes on. He says, while he admitted it was not the best, he now admitted the 4% was not the best. A permanent secretary is going to write the minister and say, that can't be done until next year. Well, they don't run this country. They never offer themselves for public service, and the cabinet will not tolerate that. He said, I just told a PS said no. So next year May might be how you get the money. And he goes on to attack. He said, so here's Rowley. But you see, Rowley, he's so transparent, so easy. He's not bright. He's not intelligent. You see, Patrick Manning could think on his feet. Basil Pandey, brilliant. Kamala Prasad says, top of the class, intelligent. This is the first dunce prime minister we've ever had. All you say George Chambers was dunce, he wasn't dunce. George Chambers had to deal with 30 years of P&M corruption and no money at all. George Chambers was extremely bright. This is the first dunce prime minister we've ever had. So here his playbook now. Remember, he want total control. So he put his puppet in President House. He controlled the parliament with blue hair lady and the kangaroo who now gone so. The president of the Senate now is very fair and balanced. I don't know how he's a PNM, but that's for now. I don't know if he'll change, right? He want his own commissioner of police. He want to control the integrity commission. He want to control the permanent secretaries. He want to control every independent institution. He attacking the DPP and want to control and select attorneys to go in the DPP office through the office of the Attorney General. That's what this clown wants, this dictator, this Lekoto Jambi. So what does he want to do? He wants to set up a tribunal of PNM appointees who he or the president, two of them is PNM, will appoint to then select permanent secretaries. That's what he wants to do. He wants to do away with the service commissions. Anything that he cannot control, he wants to do away with it. So they come now and they create this thing. Them just come out here, they say, hey, $1 billion. Obviously he knew. I mean, he's not very bright, but he's not a total, complete blithering idiot. He's been in politics and a member of parliament for over 31 years. So he would know that it's impossible to just say in October $1 billion and by end of November you have it. That's impossible. Cannot happen. By the system that we have, the bureaucracy or the paperwork cannot be done. So he set it up, call it out, so he can attack the permanent secretaries now, create a narrative that the public service is against him, and then move forward with the help of independent PNM senators to thwart the service commissions and put some tribunal that he and the president will, his kangaroo, the gospel of the PNM, will appoint so that they could then totally control everything. Because the permanent secretaries are the accounting officers. That's the money. The thing he wants is to touch and control the money. He don't find he control it enough. Any dollar that he ain't have total control over, it has hurt him in his heart. It has furrow his brow and bruise his nose hole. This one here who all you vote for. You ever hear me speak like that about Patrick Manning? I disagree with his policies. I find he didn't manage Calder-Hart and Uttara Rao. I didn't believe in this tall building thing. I didn't think that he handled all of the T&Tech issues with the man who was buying things from his own hardware and so on. That was what I thought on policy, on management style and so on, politics. I could argue with Patrick Manning. But you would never hear me say that Patrick Manning was a low character individual, that Patrick Manning was a scumbucket, that Patrick Manning wanted every dollar of your money to be spent under his control. This is the one who concocted a whole collapse of a sea bridge, approved crooked money, and crooked money running, but he approved it, and then continue to crash the sea bridge so he and Smallpin could go in Australia, meet with CEOs, and hand out contract for $1.5 billion without advertisement, without competition, without tender. He ministers procuring. That's what he wanted. Patrick Manning tell all of that, but they didn't listen. Now we had to feel it. And when he wastes out all their money, he come to say more tax for all you.